what happened in the scrimmage, basically, what you like out of there?
Guys, we had long go. Boatload of kicking. Started with coming out situations, moving the ball, tempo, worked wishbone, worked eye, finished with 2-minute situation. We had a boatload of work. Like to see us maybe tackle a little bit better. We didn't get a lot of turnovers, which means the offense took care of the ball. That's always a double edge. So thought the offense, we squeezed it pretty good. Quarterbacks didn't force balls. We'd like to see defense create those turnovers. So I'd like to see maybe a little bit better tackling, maybe get the turnover out. But at the same time, I thought offense had a reasonable day early. So good to see. I still want to see that defense keep coming though. A lot of kicking work we did too, guys.
Not necessarily just today, but over the course of camp, is there one side that's ahead of the other?
Nah, I don't know. We're not keeping score against ourselves. So we don't need to beat us. So they're doing good. We're competing. Yeah, I still like to see the D-line. And you guys, to me, I like to see guys like Larry Black and Adam Raplogle start being upper-level Big Ten players instead of good players on our team. Taking our front play to a better deal where those secondary guys can make plays because, you're shutting the run game down. And when you're shutting the run game down, you're having to do it with perimeter support, then it's hard to play good pass D. When you're not getting pressure and they got time to set their feet and read your coverage, they pick apart your secondary. So, when the D-line sets the tone of a defense, as does the offensive line. And not that we're bad there. The D-ends are better. Coach Fabris is doing a unique job in developing those guys. I'd like to see those inside guys, Sliger, Raplogle, and Larry Black, stick out and start being upper Big Ten players instead of just being starters on our team. Right now, I'm not mad at them. It'd be nice to see that happen. If we can get solid, stronger front play, those young linebackers with the JC guys being young, where we can play better defense without cheating, then our secondary will be okay.
What did you like? You said the kicking game looked good. What exactly did they do?
Well, I don't want to say it looked good as much as we just put a bunch of work on it. We started with kickoff cover. After that, then we went to a punt team period. I think we're punting it a little bit better. We're talking about trying to play well as special teams. So, if our punt team does a great job, but then our punt return team is no good, we're not gaining advantage in the punting. Or if your kickoff cover team's doing great, pin them down, but your return game doesn't win that, you're not winning that part of the game. So we're trying to get those groups to play play collectively together instead of saying I'm just on the kick cover. How does kick cover and kickoff return work to win that part of the game? Kind of like O and D works together, field position. So we did a boatload. Again, we did 10 minutes every team. That's why we're out there so long. We do a segment scrimmage. We commit time to a special team, and we're spending 2 hours plus per day on kicking team, whether it be on the field, walkthroughs, or video, because we need to make some strides if we're going to play better defense. If we're going to score more points, we'll learn how to use field position to an advantage, and we're trying to make that a team sell, not an offensive sell or defensive, but a total team sell. So just a lot of work. The real disappointing thing was we kicked the ball very, very well, but in two-minute drives, we had 50 seconds, got to get a field goal. We had great drives and missed 2 field goals with the wind. It was like, hey, come on. And it was 2 different guys. So that was the only thing I like to see those kickers, but they're getting better.
Other than that, what are you seeing from Ewald at this point? Is he...
He's getting better, and he's getting better on the long kickoffs. We got Nick Freeland slated to be a long guy. He got hurt last year, and right now Nick's even being Mitch is being a better long guy. He's been very consistent. He missed that one today. We do a lot of things in practice, putting pressure on him. We got the whole team out there screaming, yelling at him. If we miss, we're going to run based on make it, miss it. So he's been well. And today in the win, on a 50-couple yarder, he missed one. He attempted a 62 yesterday that nicked the front side. So and that was a little bit with the breeze. But he's kicking the ball well, and he's actually our best kickoff guy today. Trying to get Mitchell Voss and Eric Toth to be better punting. We're good there. We're getting more consistent. It's consistent good, not consistent really good. But we're not like kicking the good one and having a bunch of bad ones. We're getting a little bit more consistent, solid kicking in the punt game. We'd like that to even continue to improve.
The accuracy of the quarterbacks, is it the level you want yet, or how
close are you? It's getting there. And I think our defense, with what they do with the package they brought over, there's a lot of match, man-to-man, not a lot of easy concepts. Where they just they don't drop the cones and sit there and give you spaces. They play similar to John Chaney's matchup, tempo zone defense, where they match up people and play spaces but relate to people. Mm-hmm. So a lot of plays are a lot more challenged. And that being said, you got to be on time, you got to be on target. Where the quarterbacks are getting better is the receivers are getting better, getting to their spaces on time. So collectively, we're working as a group. All 3 guys did well. Nate Sudfeld, who sometimes as a young guy struggles, had a great 2-minute drive, took his team for a touchdown, minute and 55, got a score into the scrimmage. Nice scramble play, couple nice plays, just being creative. Trey, for the athlete, is really throwing it better, and it's great to see. He's embraced I need to be a good quarterback, and I'm spending a smidge of time with them, Coach Johns as well, and I think they're embracing what we're trying to do, and I think they're excited about what we can accomplish. And we're right now, all 3 quarterbacks are better than any 3 played last year today. So still ain't as good as we want, but I like all 3 of them right now. There's not a competition. Trey right now is our guy, but those other 2 guys are on his heels, and they're competing, and it's encouraging. Stephen Houston's a good back. Tevin Coleman had the best day today. That's encouraging. That's exciting. That's what good football teams do. You need more than one back. Sometimes you need more than one quarterback, whether you want to play more than one or things happen. So we're not ideal, but we're building competition with some of those young players and those JC guys. And it's a work in progress. It's still not right, but it's getting better.
I know you
Any
talked last
nagging
year about
injuries that are keeping people out?
Our guy, Rawson, they got hit. He didn't hurt himself, but I think, with his knee kind of jacked him up. Pete Chapman has had a concussion that has kept him out for the bulk of got it early in camp. And
Charlie?
Charlie.
Okay.
Who's Pete? Pete Chapman
I
played
thought you were
Northwestern.
combining. Okay.
Pete
I
Chapman.
thought you maybe were combining
No.
Pete Bachman and Charlie Chapman. I wasn't sure which one it
Peter
was.
Chapman was number 98 and was a D tackle on the Northwestern team in 1999 team.
Well, you may have a
It was.
concussion, you don't know.
It was Pete Chapman. He was a nice D tackle. I apologize, and I hope he's doing well. But Charlie, he's been out a few days, and that's a little bit unfortunate because we need. But Jason Spriggs and Dimitri Camille, the young tackles, have gotten more work. So there's been it's good that the guy's been hurt because we were counting on Charlie. So we need to get him back. Big Ralph got his foot falling on. He's got like a little foot deal. We have nothing major, no breaks, no ACLs, no surgeries, a couple of nicks, but we got a tent out there for all the hurt guys, and when we practice, there's nobody under it, and that's been a good deal. And last year, I couldn't say that.
You did have one guy taken in the hospital yesterday. Is that guy all right? And who was
We had
that?
a guy taken last Saturday, too. You missed that, Lionel Anderson.
I did miss that.
You did?
I did miss that. No.
Yeah, Lionel Anderson went down after the sled pull and almost got what the Iowa kids had, that what's that thing called? So he almost had
yeah.
kidney failure, so you guys missed that one, too.
I did. Who was yesterday, though? Or is whoever went all right, I guess,
Yeah,
is
it
my
was a
question.
practice day. That's
Okay.
why there was no story.
All right.
But we have a great medical staff that handled it properly.
Okay.
Coach Fitzgerald was on ESPN today talking about this, like it wasn't a big deal.
So, offensive guy or defensive guy?
One of the Hoosiers or a team.
Wasn't Pete Chapman, was it?
No, it wasn't Pete. I hope Pete's good. It wasn't a big deal. We got a guy hit, like that. We'll make sure he's good. Took him, check. And matter of fact, he'll probably practice Monday. It wasn't Charlie.
Okay.
Charlie's been out, so it wasn't Chuck. Chuck missed. Charlie's missed about 6-7 practices, and he's got a concussion that's kind of nothing against it. It's taking some time, but we're working hard with our guys because one of the things when you talk about concussion, we're getting a lot of airtime on that. You guys read a lot about that,
Right.
you hear a lot about that, but nobody talks about the kids that play without mouthpieces. They get concussions because of the hit,
Yeah.
and that's a big
Right.
part of it. No one talks about guys that take air out of their helmets because it feels a little better, and then you're prone. So we've been very proactive because with the new trainer we got in, we've talked a lot. I appreciate your article on Amy, who's special. We have a new trainer that coming from Nebraska, Patrick, that gets it, and he's very proactive in checking to make sure not our kids are properly attired, but the kids are kids. And it's easy to keep that mouthpiece in my sock, and then all you got to do is just dive and hit your head on the turf, and then bang, and that's it's a big point with athletics now. But that being said, you got to be proactive, making sure your kids take care of themselves. But we just had a guy yesterday got hit good, got a little. We just took care of him. He's good.
You talked about, I guess, competition, running back, quarterback. You talked a lot last year about trying to get guys to embrace competition, to respond the right way to it. Are you seeing more of that this year? Maybe not from any specific player, but
Not as good as you want. There's still some guys that still have been here, maybe just got here last year and played as a freshman, think, well, it's my time. So it's human nature. It's human nature to relax, and we're not a good enough team not to be hungry. And we're not a good enough team to not have, when things don't go well, we got to be driven and flip momentum back. And when things are going well, we don't handle things going well very well. When we have a good day of practice, can we come back and do it again? When we say you did a good job, when I have personally, statistically, I think I had a good day. And so we've got, several guys that need to stay hungry. And that's a little bit of our society. It's a little bit of where we're at. It's not as bad as it was. But you have a great team when you're really good players stay hungry. And right now we've got some guys that are, they need to be a little more, it's not a problem. But when Tevin Coleman comes out, and first guy I've seen since Adrian Peterson run sprints wide open. And I said, wow, that's what it looks like. Well, the next sprint, there was 3 other running backs running the same deal. The hardest thing sometimes is when you've got a team and it's not doing things the way you want, when they don't know what it looks like, it's hard to coach it because pictures are worth a lot more than all this jabbering I do. And when you get visuals of guys playing hard, hitting hard, I mean, yesterday the guy, it was a great football play. It was a bone, bang, wow. Face up, 2 guys, it was awesome. And it's like, hey, that's a good play. And unfortunately, the guy got dinged, but he's okay. But that's good to see. So,
Coach,
anything else?
what's it mean to you when guys like David Blackwell and Isaiah Roundtree, who just were awarded scholarships a couple days ago, go out and say, this is the best day of my life? I mean, you must feel pretty good, right?
It's concerning because the best day of their life will be when they get better, because I told them if all you wanted was a scholarship, I'm going to take it away from you real quick. Because we're giving you you already earned the scholarship. We're giving you a scholarship out of respect. We're a football team that needs you to play better, and I want you to play better. Last year, we had several walk-ons rewarded scholarships that punched the clock and went through the motions, and that's a part of being a bad team. So it's nice, but if that's the best day of their life, they got a lot more better coming than that. So and I appreciate them. They earned it, but they earned it to me a while ago. I just made it official the other day. They had earned it. I was just making sure, hey, you're healthy, you're back, you got a good attitude. But what I told all of them, we will be a better team, not because you're in scholarship. You stay hungry and you keep playing hard and you help us win.
What would Tevin do that impressed you besides the spring you're talking?
Again, he's still learning, messes up, but he's just naturally, he's a good running back. I mean, he plays nice. Hey, don't you think that Coleman kid's a good running back, Will?
What's that?
That Coleman kid's a pretty good running back, isn't he?
Pretty talented.
See, so that's how it's pretty good. I mean, just, he's still messing up. He's learning how to play, but he's a big man. He's got natural vision. He's got good speed, and he has a chance to be a nice player. And he's not going to be a great one yet, but he'll be a good freshman, and he's going to continue to create some great competition. See ya.